Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Friday to everyone. Time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So those of you that have been around the channel for a while undoubtedly remember this beauty, this 62 Turquoise Beetle here with kind of an old school European rally look. We had this car in the shop. A little less than 2 years ago. I will put a link in the description of this video to the walk around of this car if you want to see more detail. Definitely worth a look because this car is amazing. Very short version of the story of this car. This car was built in Lenny Cop Shop, West Coast Classic Restorations. However, a good portion of the work was done by none other than our own Rafa himself. Rafa, of course, started off his VW restoration mechanic career in Lenny's shop, and anyway, worked a lot on this car. And then this car has also been in this shop a number of times over the years for little upgrades and changes and stuff. Again, the last time it was in our shop was, I think, April 2024, so a couple of years ago. And again, I will link the walk around of that video, so definitely worth a watch. This car has been featured in multiple magazines, and everyone that sees this car just loses it over this car because it is truly perfection. Anyway, I will talk a little bit more about why this car is in the shop, but let me start off with what I actually did today. So a couple things. I spent a little bit of time on this one today, not a whole lot. However, if you saw yesterday's video, you know that I pulled the front beam all apart to get it ready for painting and powder coating and so on, and pulled the motor down to the short block, which you can see right here. I didn't really do anything else on the short block. I'm probably just going to leave it like that for a few days at least, so I can kind of, spread the love around the shop here, concentrate on some other things. But today I just did some other little odds and ends, like kind of organized the parts, got them out of the way. Yesterday they were just all in a pile over there, and disassembled his generator and from the fan shroud and all that stuff, so it's all ready for powder coating and so on. His King and Link assemblies, his link pins did have quite a bit of play in him. The King pins feel fine, so I'm going to take those and we'll have new link pin bushings pressed in, and then we'll paint them and they will look undoubtedly better than new. So today our painter Renee took the front beam. I'm not going to show it because it's hanging up in our paint booth right now. Took the front beam itself and the front torsion arms and let's see what else, and the steering box, and applied automotive paint to all those, black of course. They look incredible as you would expect. And so once we get these rebuilt, we'll have Brian Roth over at Roth Vintage do that. He does all those kind of stuff that involves pressing and stuff like that for us. Once those are rebuilt, we'll paint them, and then pretty much at that point, I think this front end can start going back on the car. So that's it for this one. Just a little bit of time this morning kind of organizing parts, and again a little bit more disassembly, but then I turned my attention to this guy, the 69, that came in for a narrowed beam and disc brakes and going through the entire brake system and new master cylinder, etc., etc., etc. So here's something interesting I found, and the owner said he thought this was the case, but he didn't seem 100% sure. But you guys are going to trip out on this because we literally just had a car, and I'm speaking about the white 66 Beetle that we just finished and sent on its way, with the exact same thing going on. So here is his front beam, and I think you can see pretty clearly how bent this is, and pretty much in the exact same way as that 66 was. So basically from there, essentially where it would bolt to the pan head toward the driver's side. And I think this one is even worse. The one on the 66 was bent half an inch. I would guesstimate this is maybe more like an inch. And so, the owner specified that the car did tend to pull to one side. And seeing this, that's not very surprising. So here is the new beam that's going in. I think I showed this one yesterday. Again, I don't know who made it. I'll try and find out so I can mention it here. However, I think that, so I took the new beam and I wanted to check its width, and it's only about an inch narrower than this one, which to me was a little confusing because I at least assumed that this was a stock width beam and we were going to a 2-inch beam here. So as it appears, this was already basically a 2-inch narrowed beam, and the new one I'm measuring more like maybe 3-inch narrow. So unfortunately, one of his goals for putting the new beam in was to get better tire clearance and be able to go lower. He's only going to be bringing in the wheels like another 1/2 inch per side, and I don't really know what the offset change is from this disc brake and spindle kit that he has, so he may end up with his wheels and tires in the exact same spot as far as being like tucked in more. I'm thinking that most disc brake kits push the wheels out maybe 1/2 inch or so, so he may end up in exactly the same spot. However, he will now have disc brakes in front, and he won't have a beam that's got the crap bent out of it. So, even if he doesn't achieve a significant improvement in turning before, the tires start rubbing, he's not going to be driving around with a bent beam, and he's going to have disc brakes, which are, of course, a huge upgrade. And he's been having some issues anyway with his brake system. So the brake system, of course, will work flawlessly when it leaves our shop. So yeah, it's all worth it in the end, even if he can't go a lot lower than he did before. So one of the other things I did today, so this kit is from SoCal Imports. It's their, I think it's AC Industries brand. And unlike Impy's new brake kits, these do not come with painted spindles. So I was happy to see on one of the more recent Impy drop spindle disc brake kits I did that they are now sending you the spindles painted. These, however, from AC Industries were not painted, so pretty much had to degrease them, mask them off, paint them. Likewise, the master cylinder, almost everyone sends raw master cylinders, so we always paint them. And then likewise, the rotors, I don't know that anyone sends painted rotors. They pretty much always come raw. So it's kind of just the spindles themselves that Impy started painting. But yeah, AC Industries, all this stuff was raw, so it's actually pretty time consuming to mask these off because obviously you don't want to paint the rotor itself, the brake surface, but then you've got to mask that off kind of way back in there on these wide 5.1s. It's sort of hard to get in there and mask and trim the masking, but yeah, it's worth it. Otherwise they just end up rusting and looking like crap almost instantly when they're on the car. And of course he has like MP5 style wheels on there, so that it all shows through the wheel. So there's no way I was putting unpainted rotors on this car for them to just rust and look like crap. That's not how we do things here. So yeah, I went ahead and took the time to paint all this stuff. And then again, yeah, I went ahead and dropped his front beam, disassembled everything. I did check his arms best I could, and as far as I can tell, the actual arms on that side are not bent. I sort of dry fit them in the beam. They fit fine. They went in fine. They felt like they were within tolerance as far as wear and stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're okay on the arms. I think it's just the beam itself that bent when whatever happened here happened. But yeah, I will say one thing about this car. I think this is the spider-iest. I don't know if that's a word or not. This car has the most spiders of any car I've worked on recently. There are those, if you guys haven't seen those before with the spikes on them, those are brown widow eggs. Nasty little guys. They're kind of like their cousin black widows, except not as dangerous and not as aggressive typically. They pretty much look like black widows, but they're more brown, and they've got, I think, stripes on their legs. But I haven't seen any brown widows. I've seen their eggs, and I've seen a crap ton of daddy long legs all over the place. So yeah, this car is super spidery. Probably going to, when I come in tomorrow, take the vacuum and start sucking up all this nasty spider eggs and stuff, because it kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. I mean, it's like everywhere, guys. There are like spiders running around all up in here and stuff. I squished, I don't even know how many of them with, oh, there's a big fat one right there. Look at that. Yeah, where'd he go? Oh, he's like completely wigging out. Okay, anyway, I know you guys don't tune in here to watch me torment spiders. Anyway, yes, this car is super spidery. And fun fact, guys, I am effing terrified of spiders. I hate spiders. There is not much on this planet that I'm afraid of, but spiders, no thank you. Snakes, lizards, scorpions, you know, other kinds of wild animals, nah, they don't bother me that much, but spiders, keep those little bastards away from me. Anyway, there you go. So yeah, that's what's going on with that one. I am picking up in the morning some parts where I should be able to put his beam back on. The little cushions that go here on the top of the beam, his were toast. You can see them right there. So I'm getting those, and then the seals that go here, his were of course also toast. So yeah, new seals there where the arms go on, new pads there, and I did clean and paint his arms, which were disgusting, and they're outside drying. So yeah, I don't see any reason why his new front beam shouldn't go on tomorrow, now that everything's like painted and clean and stuff like that, and then once I pick up those new parts. So that's pretty much it for this guy. So let's get back to this beauty here. Turquoise Perfection, as I think I called it before. Yeah, he's got a laundry list of mostly small things that he wants done with the car. We got it printed out here. I think he wants, you know, like a basic tune-up. So for one reason or another, and I don't remember why, he hasn't driven the car in many months, like maybe 8 or 9 months. So he wants us to, if we feel necessary, drain the gas and put in fresh gas. And then again, it hasn't been started in that long, and so undoubtedly here, let's go ahead and pop this open, because this engine is a beauty. There you go. Get some light on this. So this is an 1835, if I'm not mistaken, with dual cadrons, with some cool vintage speed Taiwan air cleaners, give it a vintage look. So yeah, really beautiful motor. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure that those carburetors are going to need to be gone through. Having sat that long, I'm sure the gas evaporated in them and gummed them all up, as it does when they're not started for that long. He mentioned some oil leaks, a tune-up, you know, oil change, obviously. We'll check the timing. I don't remember if he has electronic points in here or not, but we'll check all that stuff out and see if there's any oil leaks that are things we can solve relatively easily. So that's one thing, is the fuel system and tune-up. And let's see, what else? He's been mentioning for a while that his car is kind of like grinding when he goes into reverse. So we're going to check out his shifter linkage and maybe put in a Delrin shift rod bushing up front, and check his bushing out back on the coupler, stuff like that. Let's see. So last time the car was in, which I probably mentioned on the walk around video, I believe I put an adjustable beam on here and lowered the car some. We wanted it kind of leveled out, or he wanted it kind of leveled out, and, you know, lowered subtly, maybe like an inch all around with a slight rake, which looks amazing. But he took the car afterwards to a front end shop who's, I guess, a Porsche and VW shop, I don't know, that specializes in those, and they kind of insisted on putting caster shims in the front, which I didn't think was necessary because the car is basically sitting level. And what the caster shims did, which, you know, again, the guy at the alignment shop told him that it would do this, but I don't know that he knew it was going to be this bad. But the caster shims, of course, kick the beam out like that, and they move the wheel forward in the wheel arch. So you can kind of see how the wheel is sitting off center. It's sitting forward of centered. And so the owner actually asked me to go back in and remove the caster shims and set it up back like I had set it originally. And so we're gonna do that. We did, last time the car was in, we put Coney adjustable shocks on it, and we just kind of like guesstimated the stiffness on them, and he said they're a bit stiff for his liking, so we'll pull those and adjust them. Pretty simple matter. He wants us to check his brake system, which is totally reasonable. This car has disc brakes on the front and drum on the back, so we'll go check all the lines and cylinders and etc. Some little things. There's a little ding in his running board molding. He's got a like an original accessory mirror he wants on there. That's a Wolfsburg West one. I think there's something funky going on with his retro sound radio that it just wasn't working right or something. So yeah, we need to check that out. But that's kind of the main thing. You know, nothing really huge. Just like a lot of little things, and you know, and he wants to get the car again to where he's where he can start driving it again. Again, for one reason or another, it's been sitting for a while. So he's kind of wanting us to get it roadworthy again as far as the tune-up and stuff. And then just this other list of little kind of minor annoyances, more or less, while it's here. So yeah, that is that's what this puppy is doing here. And again, I will link the walk around, more detailed walk around of this car in the video description here below. So guys, I think that's it. It is Friday. I will be working probably at least half a day tomorrow. We'll see what I feel like. But yeah, that's it for today. And so with that, I will let you guys go, and we will come and take another look at our colorful shop again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.